This is Michael Lombardi, co-founder of The Daily Coach. I can't tell you how many times someone has asked me, hey, Michael, what was that story you wrote about resilience in the National Football League, or the piece about the Olympian who became a poet? Now, instead of scrolling back through emails, you can ask our new AI search engine to access those stories. With access to every story we have written over the past 6 years, just type in what you're looking for and pull it up, and a dozen of articles will appear. It's fast, it's easy, and it helps you build the kind of team you need based on the specific leadership you're requesting. Try it out at search.thedaily.coach.
Welcome to The Daily Coach's Sports Leadership Lessons, a reading of some of our greatest hits from more than 6 years of email newsletters that have been read by tens of thousands of leaders and learners. If you want our latest newsletter delivered to your inbox every day, you can subscribe for free at thedaily.coach/subscribe or follow the link in the description. The 4 Ps. Branch Rickey, the former Brooklyn Dodgers general manager, was instrumental in breaking the color barrier in Major League Baseball when he signed Jackie Robinson. Rickey pioneered creating the farm system, which allowed teams to develop talent at varying levels of play. While a member of the St. Louis Cardinals organization, he established a minor league team in Fostoria, Ohio, and encouraged local talent to try out for a spot with the Fostoria Firebirds. One of the young players attempting to make the team was Tony Lucadello, who grew up in Chicago, Illinois. Lucadello was a marginal prospect, playing just 2 seasons and working at the Fostoria Screw Company to pay his bills. But Tony yearned for baseball. He required the ballpark and the competition to make him feel complete. Lucadello knew his career as a player was going to be brief, therefore he needed an alternative plan. Tony Lucadello devised a plan to hold tryouts for other prospects in the Fostoria area to assemble a team of players who would compete against other minor league clubs around the Midwest. One of his players, pitcher Bob Rush, got invited to try out for the Chicago Cubs. After the tryout, Cubs owner Philip Wrigley said, "Before we sign Rush, we better hire this young man right here," Wrigley said. This young man, pointing to Tony Lucadello, was born to scout. Philip Wrigley proved to be a prophet and utterly right about Tony. Lucadello had a tremendous MLB career as a scout, discovering 7 All-Stars and 2 Hall of Famers in the Philadelphia Phillies third baseman Mike Schmidt and Chicago Cubs pitcher Ferguson Jenkins. Tony Lucadello broke down all scouts in 4 different areas, which all started with the letter P. Poor scout, a scout that cannot see. Picker scout, a scout that picks on one thing a player can't do well. Production scout, a scout that only uses production to justify their evaluation. Projector scout, a scout that can project the player into the future. Now, we all want to become the best projector scout when evaluating talent. We want to be able to recognize talent with the ability to utilize that talent in the right manner. Talent, along with skill development in the correct role, is a successful formula. In each part of our daily life, we continually evaluate talent and opportunities. Make mental notes of the 4 Ps when discussing talent evaluation. Hold yourself and others accountable to think about projecting the talent, not merely labeling the talent. We can also use the Lucadello method for evaluating the evaluator to make sure we're not falling into a destructive trap of listening to the wrong people. Most people are good at evaluating the obvious. The exceptional leaders will look beneath the surface and see what others don't see, while possessing the wisdom and courage to see beyond the obvious. Tony Lucadello loved his work deeply. He took great pride in his ability to evaluate talent correctly. When the Philadelphia Phillies forced him to retire in spring 1989, at the age of 76, he couldn't live without having baseball in his life. Tragically, he committed suicide on a baseball field in Fostoria. To best remember Tony, let's find ways to utilize his 4 Ps every day. It would make him proud. Thanks for joining this episode of The Daily Coach. On behalf of Michael Lombardi, Coach George Raveling, and the entire Daily Coach team, we're grateful for your support. Remember, the most important person you will ever lead is yourself. Keep growing, keep learning, and most importantly, keep showing up.